I am Joe Stone, and this is the Church of Joe Stone podcast. Welcome. This is a campaign. This is our campaign. Yeah. Welcome to the Church of Joe Stone podcast. Come on in and sit down and kick your seat back. We got a lot to talk about, and you know I spaz. See, this the people showing, yeah, I'm gonna get a bag. But we gon' kick the truth first and make these niggas mad. Politics, news, trending topics, yeah, I do all that. Better than everybody that do all that. Wait, this record or a podcast?
Welcome to the Church of Joe Stone podcast.
Come on in and sit down and kick your seat back. We got a lot to talk about, and you know I spaz. See, this the people showing, yeah, I'm gon' get a bag. But we gon' kick the truth first and make these niggas mad. Politics, news, trending topics, yeah, I do all that. Better than everybody that do all that.
Welcome to the Church of Joe Stone podcast.
How y'all doing tonight? I am Joe Stone. Welcome to the show. Thank you for showing up. Everybody drop your city and state down below in the comments so I can shout you out. Thank you for joining tonight. I am Joe Stone, your host of the Church of Joe Stone podcast. Thank you for showing up. So we have an interesting night because over the weekend, there was a video of a young girl that was shot by the police, a young black woman that was shot by the police. And you probably have heard about this situation because it happened on the same day that, what's his name? Derek Chauvin, the man that murdered George Floyd, was found guilty for killing George Floyd. And so this happened on the same day that news came out, and the media tried to make it a Black Lives Matter situation. And I am here to tell you that it is not. It is not a Black Lives Matter situation. I'm going to show you the video because there was a lot of conversation about what happened and what didn't happen and why it happened and how it happened and everything else. But I want to clarify exactly what happened. So we're going to get to the video in a second. But there's been a lot of conversation because basically the story is this. There was this young girl, MaKhia Bryant, who was leaving school, and these other girls were following her home, wanting to fight her. She gets home, calls the police come, then she comes out of her house after the police is there on the scene, investigating, has the scene under control. She runs out of her house with a knife, tries to stab one girl, doesn't work, tries to stab another girl. The cops screams, get down, stop, all of that. She does none of it. And he ends up shooting her, I believe, 3 or 4 times in the back, and right before she stabs the girl that she was going after. Now, a lot of people, especially black people, were trying to say, well, this is just another George Floyd situation. Oh, they keep killing. Well, no. That's not what happened. I'm going to play the video of the altercation, and then we're going to talk about what happened. I don't want to just say, hey, guys, I don't want you guys just going off of the random words that you hear. I mean, the random things that you've been seeing online. You got to see the facts. And LeBron James got in trouble. LeBron James got in trouble because he took a picture of the cop who shot the young lady and put up "you're next," and of course that didn't go over well because, again, this is not a Black Lives Matter situation, and at least according to right now with the information that we have, the cop didn't do anything wrong. So yeah, at least not anything that he wasn't trained to do. So let me find the video. I thought I had it. Sorry, people. Let me see. Where is it? I might have to pull it from a different website. Yeah, let me pull it from a different website. Here we go. Oh, here you go. Sorry, guys. So here we go. Hopefully the audio's not tripping today. Hey, Rochelle Gibbs is mad, but we're going to watch the video, Rochelle. If you got a problem, you can call in. The phone lines are open. Let me throw the phone line thing up so you guys can call in if you would like to call in. Because people are already mad in the comments, but I don't want you to be mad. I want you to be smart. I want you to think. See, the problem is that a lot of you are emotional. You're emotional because of a lot of emotional things have happened over the last year. But the problem is every time a black person gets killed by a police officer, it is not Black Lives Matters. It is not always a Black Lives Matter situation. I have went out and protested. I made 30 fucking videos when cops were killing black people in the street. Every time they did, and it was unjustified, and it was police misconduct, I came on my show and made a fucking video about it. Did all of the stuff. I did all of it, okay? I got my black freedom fighter protester card, fam. Okay, so I'm not the guy you come to tell, well, you're just a bootlicker. No, because I am the first guy to get on the police when they do something wrong. But we're not going to, what you do when you decide that every situation, the Black Lives Matter situation, instead of looking at the facts, then you actually take away and you show disrespect to the actual legitimate cases of Black lives, where a black life was lost unnecessarily and due to police misconduct. Okay, you take away from it when you bullshit. Okay, so this whole idea of the girl could do no wrong, that's crazy. I'm gonna show you the video right now. We're gonna get to the video though, because we're gonna talk about facts. And a lot of people who had an opinion don't have any facts. And if you feel like calling in the number down there, man. So if you have an opinion, but I'm pulling up the video right now. I don't know why it's so hard for me to find this video. It was everywhere yesterday. Okay, here we go. Let me move this for a second. All right, so check this out. I'm going to go scene by scene, and we're going to break the whole video down. So check this out. Okay, so this is the video of MaKhia Bryant. This is the video of MaKhia Bryant as she was shot by the police while she was trying to stab another young lady. So let's get into the story. We're going to watch the video, and then we'll go from there. So understand, there's already cops on the scene, okay? This cop just pulled up, right? Now, he doesn't have a lot of information. He doesn't know everything. There's already some other cops here, but he doesn't know. He just walks up, and this is what happens.
What's going on? What's going on? Hey, get down.
So they blocked out the video, but as you can see, the cop walks out. He tries to talk to them, see what's going on, and then a person runs out with a knife and starts attacking people.
What's going on?
Look, she runs out. They start beating up one girl. And then right here, you can't see it in this video, but right here, she runs towards her and she's about to stab her. Now, here's a picture of it. I'm going to find a real video if y'all don't like that one. I can find another one if y'all don't like it. But here's the picture of right before she got shot. This is the knife in her hand, and this is the young lady she's about to stab. Okay? So she's about to stab this young lady right here. She's about to stab her. But y'all don't care about that. See, the thing that bothers me about this whole conversation is you want to talk about Black Lives Matter, but this cop saved a black life. This lady was about to seriously get hurt, if not killed, by this other lady. And the cop had to do what he had to do to stop it. As you can see, he only had a few seconds after he got out his car before all hell broke loose. Now, I understand a lot of you are people who live a regular life, work a regular job, have never experienced violence, have never experienced a life or death situation. So you've never been in a fight in your life. So you don't know how these things play out. Well, let me explain it to you. That time frame of the 5 seconds that we just watched where the cop had to make a life-changing decision to either save someone's life and take someone's life, he only had about 4 or 5 seconds. A lady ran out of her house, the young girl ran out of her house with a knife trying to stab people. Now, I know what you're going to say. First of all, this is what black people are saying. Well, we see white guys get taken to jail all the time. With guns. And the white boy that shot up a bunch of people at the protest, he got taken in. They took him in peacefully. Why? Because when the police got there, he was no longer shooting anybody. When the police got there, he turned himself in peacefully. Now, I am not saying that is a reason to shoot somebody because they're not compliant. I am not saying that. But what I am saying is that there is a difference between a gunman shooting someone, and then by the time the police getting there, having his hands up and turning himself in. And there is a difference between that and then a young girl calling the police because she needs help, waiting till the police gets there, going into her house where she is completely safe, and then running back out with a knife to try to stab somebody. Try to stab 2 people. Oh, and not only did the cop have to deal with the young girl with a knife trying to stab 2 people, but the father or the father figure, the father of the house, because I think it was the foster home, started stumping out a girl as well. So people were saying, well, why didn't the cop tackle her, try to stop her? Why didn't her father or mother or her guardians try to stop her? It was 2 people attacking 1 person and 2 people attacking 2 people. The amount of inability of people to think for themselves and stop being emotional burns me out. It breaks my brain because I do not understand how you were able to do the mental backflips after watching the video. Now, maybe you heard about it, jumped out the window, made a mistake, you didn't wait for the facts. But after you watch the video and you see that the police officer only had a couple of seconds, after you see that this young lady ran out with a knife and was trying to stab people, after you see the knife in her hand and the officer taking a clutch shot right before the other young lady got stabbed and stopping her in her tracks. How do you watch that and then walk away with the cops are racist and that cop is a bad cop? I'm sorry. He may be a bad cop, but not from what I see in that video. And then people were saying, well, why didn't he use a taser? Bro, apparently y'all don't know how tasers work. You can get tased and still stab a bunch of people. Tasers don't always work. And then people were saying, well, all these excuses. The problem is you have a problem with responsibility. At some point, you have to take responsibility. Is the situation messed up? 100%. The situation is not okay. The situation is not good. The situation is not a clean-cut situation. The girl was being harassed by these young ladies. Maybe she had a mental breakdown and ran out the house and wasn't thinking straight. But the problem is that that's not the police officer's fault. The only thing he can do is deal with the situation in front of him and try to make the best decision that he possibly can. And I know that you may not understand what violence looks like, or you don't understand what being a life or death situation. But not only do you have a million things going on at once, not only are you probably afraid, not only do you not know what the fuck is going on, not only is your heart rate spiking, but then you have to worry about protecting other people in the vicinity. So I don't understand how people got up here, and hit that share button if you're watching. I would appreciate it. I don't understand how people got so mad about this situation. And again, you've seen police officers take people into custody who've done horrible things. I agree. But there is a difference between that and then you trying to stab somebody in front of a cop. That would never be a good idea. Okay? Nobody on this planet thinks that, hey, if you try to stab 2 people in front of a police officer, that you won't get shot. What are you talking about? Okay, so I have a problem. I'm about to get to the comments, and again, you guys can call in. I'm gonna put the phone line back up, 516-418-5645. Feel free to call in and drop your opinion. If you don't agree with me, then you can call in and we can debate that. But understand this also, while we're talking about this, I am talking about this situation from a place of education. I am a firearm instructor. I teach firearm law. I teach self-defense law. And also, I see a lot of people in the comments, and a lot of people in the comments on Instagram and TikTok when I dropped another video about this, trying to say, well, this is the case of stand your ground. What about the castle doctrine? It is not okay, so just because, look, this is the other thing. Before y'all say stuff, look it up. Just look it up. Takes 2 seconds. Google that shit. Because you don't know what you're talking about. It is only stand your ground if you are the victim and you choose not to retreat. That is standing your ground. You cannot, as the victim, choose to retreat, go to a place of safety, then come back to then initiate another confrontation. That is not standing your ground. That is attacking someone at that point. You have left the safety and the covering of being a victim of your home and being able to stay in your home. And if they come in, you do whatever you got to do. You've left that. You have decided to now initiate a problem by going out and attacking somebody. That is not how that works. And if you want to and listen to the thing. I understand a lot of people saying, well, I'm a tough guy and I would have handled it myself. Look, and this is the thing. Let's be smart. People, If your plan is to handle the situation yourself, if you're going to beat this person up, if you're going to fight him, shoot him, stab him, if that's your plan, then don't call the police. And look, I am saddened by the death of this young girl, and I don't want you to think that that is not an issue. But the problem that we're having when we have this conversation is I can't be emotional with you when I talk about it because you already emotional. You already not thinking straight. You already are looking at the facts, and that kind of mindset is the problem. Because then people don't take you seriously. And then it belittles every legitimate case. I'm sorry, I'm about to get to the comments now. As Asad Khalif says, I can give you 100 videos of white privileged people with guns and knives who never get shot and killed by the law enforcement. Look, this is the thing. Are there videos of people with guns and knives that didn't get shot? 100%. Yes. Okay. Show me a video of someone in the process of trying to stab someone else and then not getting shot. Show me that video. And again, that is not against, and again, this situation is not against police procedure. So what is the argument you are making? This guy said, I can give you 100 videos of white privileged people with guns and knives who never get shot and killed by the law. I agree. We know there's a bias in the criminal justice system. We know there's a bias in policing. We have studies to back that up. I'm not arguing that. But what I am saying that situation is not a negative one. Just because you can show me a situation that has nothing to do with this one, where the cop acted badly or maybe even better, does not mean that what this man did in this particular situation is wrong. So these false equivalencies lead you nowhere because you aren't thinking logically. I have a problem with that. This is the thing people are saying, well, do you got a daughter? Well, if you were the person who was about to get stabbed, would you want the police to shoot a warning shot? If she was about to stab your daughter, if she was about to stab your wife, if she was about to stab you, would you want the police officer to shoot a warning shot? Would you want the police officer to use a taser so that the girl can still keep stabbing you? Would you like the police officer to yell a few more commands while you are bleeding to death? No, you will want the officer to protect your life, as that is their job. So again, if you are mad, be mad because the situation was just an ugly situation and it's bad for everybody involved. But don't be mad because you want to crucify a cop who did not do his job in a bad way. I'm sorry, I don't see what you see. And if you are seeing something different, that is only because you're uneducated. The only people who think that this police officer did something wrong are just uneducated. People with crazy ideas about guns and bullets. Oh, why don't you shoot him in the leg? Do you know how you got arteries in your leg? The next one, you die. You bleed out in seconds. You can shoot somebody in the leg and they still... Do you not know how guns work? Oh, well, why don't you shoot not to kill? Shoot them in the shoulder. What are you talking about? There's no such thing as shooting not to kill. Like, it's just crazy. The comments that I've been reading shows how gun illiterate you people are. I am annoyed by it. I am annoyed by your uneducation and the fact that you think that you have the ability to have an educated opinion when you don't know shit what you talking about. George Lewis said 2 questions. Are the girls that the cops saved getting any charges because this all started because of a group of them went to her house to beat her up? If your child is getting jumped, will you stand by and watch, not kick the kid in the head though? That was too much. This is the thing, bro. This is the thing. I'm not saying, what I am saying is that you have to have responsibility. Okay? So he's saying, if my child was in the middle of this situation, would I not jump in? No, I'm not jumping in if there's the fucking police officer there, you idiot. I know that I'm black. I know that my child is black. I know the odds are already stacked against us. What we're not gonna do is be fucking idiots and then act like criminals, do criminal shit in front of a police officer and then fuck around and get shot. That's fucking stupid. No, we're not gonna do that. No, what I would do if I wanna handle the situation and I wanna beat some little kid's ass that think they're gonna put their hands on my kid, I'm not calling the police. Why? Because dumb people don't call the police and then try to commit a crime. That's stupid. That's how you get shot. And I know it sounds like I'm coming off harsh, but I'm not mad about the girl. I'm talking about to this idiot in the comments because you're not thinking. That was a child in the heat of the moment. probably not in her right mind. You're an adult looking at this and you can't see that this is a fucking issue. People are retarded, bro. All right, I'm about to answer people. I'm going to let somebody on the line. 267-970, you on the line with Joe Stone. What's up? Hello?
Hello?
What's up? How you doing, man?
Yeah, Joe?
Yes, sir.
What's up? This is Asa Khalid, brother.
How you doing, man?
Yo, first there's three. I'm good, man. I'm good. And I appreciate the lively discussion. I'm going to say this because, first of all, the system failed the 16-year-old, clearly.
Okay.
She was raised in a foster care system, and from the information that we have right now, there was a lot of abuse and harassment towards her in that neighborhood and in with a particular group of girls who were much older than she was. And so the fact that she had the presence of mind at that time to call the police, she didn't go out and try to handle it herself firsthand. She called the police, which we tell all our young people to do at that time, and we would do that essentially if there was a group of people in our homes and we felt threatened. You know, not everybody can pick a gun and come out and handle it themselves. So she called law enforcement. They came. Now this is where it gets really iffy, because when you're attacked and your body immediately in your mind goes into survival mode. If a group of people were jumping on you and you had your daughter with you, your main goal is to get your daughter safe, to get you to safety, and whoever is in your way, that's what's going to happen. They're going to get the business. Now, it's unfortunate that the police came in where they did, and things were moving so fast and so rapidly. She had the knife not to attack law enforcement. She had the knife to protect herself from the group of gang women who
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Her.
Let me interject real quick. And I'm sorry to interrupt.
Let's break that part out.
Okay, yeah, let me interject. So this is the thing.
It's cool.
Okay, yeah, so this is the thing, man. That there are a few facts in your statement that are wrong. So first of all, when the police got there, there was no fighting going on. The cop that got there was already 2 police officers on the scene. They were already handling it. She was in the house. So this is what I keep trying to get people to understand. There is a such thing called stand your ground, right? In certain states that's applicable, right? So that means that if someone attacks you, you do not have necessarily to retreat. You can defend yourself. You don't have to show that you tried to retreat first. But this is the thing. If there is a dangerous situation, right, and you escape danger, right, and you call the police are there, and you are in your house safe, and then you leave that safety of that house to come outside and then initiate an attack because you aren't being attacked anymore. You are no longer under attack, right? Police are there handling the situation. You come out and you start trying to stab people. Again, stab people. You are going to get shot. I don't understand. I mean, I'm not going to say that you should get shot. I'm not saying that, but you probably will, because at that point, you are no longer the victim. You are now the assailant. And it's that officer's job not to protect just himself, but the other people on the scene. And as you can see in the pictures that I showed, in the video I showed, you know, there is a knife coming at this girl's stomach. And if the cop had waited another 2 seconds, it would have been inside of the other woman. So again, the conversation people are trying to have.
Well, let me say this.
Okay.
What I wanted to say also is this is, again, why this particular shooting is not cut and dry. Why I was trying to dissect it.
Okay, fair enough.
Secondly, we don't know the mental state of this young lady, this young girl. When we all know, based on statistics of crime, when there is a crime committed where there's guns and bullying is involved, we don't know what type of trauma that this young girl experienced, because this was not the first time that these group of girls had attacked her physically and intimidated her. So we don't know what mindset she had when she was coming out of the house. Okay, that being said, we're thinking civilized because we haven't been in those situations. But when someone snaps, even a dog, if you call a mutt, you put them in a corner, eventually that dog's going to turn into a beast and attack you. You understand? And so we don't know her mental state. This is why, again, I go back and say the system failed this young lady.
Well,
the system failed it, and the adults involved failed this young girl who was involved, you know, to not protect her and give her the safety that she needed when these group of people were bullying her. And lastly, before you make your point, my point is we've seen hundreds of videos where white privileged people, men and women, young boys and girls, have had rifles, machine guns, machetes, even attacked police officers. We saw the Capitol under siege, and police officers showed restraint, and they were violent, extremely violent. This girl was not attacking police. The girl was attacking someone who was bullying her. Not to say that it was justified, but I'm saying my point is when it comes to white privileged people, law enforcement seems to have restraint when it comes to them. But when it comes to black and brown people, the little infraction can get us killed. And that's where my issue comes in with this.
Well, to be honest, with most of what you said, I disagree with you. But the problem that I think is the direction of the conversation. So this is my thing. In the video that I made before, and in this live video, in this YouTube on the podcast, I never once blamed the girl, even though she did contribute to her own death to a certain extent. I never once blamed the child. You never heard me say that. As I've been going off, I've only been going off about the people in the comments not understanding what happened and trying to blame the police officer. So that's my problem. I'm going off not because I think the girl, is the worst person in the world. I 100% agree with you. I think the system failed her. I think that her community failed her. I feel like her parents failed her, of course. But at the same time, now that we are looking back at it and people are trying to make it a Black Lives Matter situation, it is simply not. It is an ugly situation. It's a little bit of crazy of a situation, but you can't look at this situation and say, well, that cop was racist and that's the reason why that girl is dead, because that's not what happened. And also, I also agree with you. There are instances where there is white privilege. We know that when it comes to the criminal justice system and our policing, we know this. I am not going to disagree with you at any point when it comes to that. But with that being said, the main problem I have with what you're saying is, damn, I kind of lost my train of thought. My bad. But no, my main problem is, I just don't like
it's very passionate.
Yeah.
Very passionate.
Yeah. My main problem is I just don't like like I said, the narrative that is being painted, because this is the thing. I believe I protested. I made 100 videos, about police shootings and stuff. But the thing is when you look at the white boy that shot, that's what I was going. If you look at the white boy that shot up the protest, right? What did he do after he shot up the protest? He put his hands up and walked to the police and turned himself in. The white guy that shot up the church, by the time the police got there, he put his hands up and turned himself in. Now, of course, I agree with you. There are videos of white guys attacking police and they wrestling with them, right? Not shooting them. I agree with you. But even with all of that, that has nothing to do with this particular case, because this case had none of that. We didn't have a peaceful surrender. We had a young girl who may have been suffering from whatever mental issues, losing it, trying to stab people. And, I've seen cops wrestle with people, but that's when their lives are on the line. Right? So if a cop decides to put his life on the line because he don't want to have to shoot somebody, that's his decision. I don't want him doing that shit with my life on the line. If I was standing where the girl in the pink was standing, if I was about to get stabbed, I want that cop shooting her. Okay? And that's what people are not thinking about. What if you were the person about to get stabbed? What if that was your daughter about to get stabbed? Regardless if your daughter was, being a bully, you should have been a better parent, of course. But your daughter's about to get stabbed, and at this point, there's no reason for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're after the fact. So, I think the outrage comes again. We saw a whole takeover of a federal building, the Capitol, and there was many restraints. And these individuals were attacking law enforcement with weapons. Okay, so can I ask you a question? What would you have him?
Black Lives Matter protest. This was not a Black Lives Matter protest. This was white folks using their white privilege to attack law enforcement. So what I think is the anger and what's blinding everyone from dissecting this unfortunate shooting is the fact that when it comes to black and brown bodies, it's always the use of force. But when it comes to white folks, they get a pass in their privilege. I think that's the point.
I agree with you.
Dissect it and find out, and do that.
No,
but that's the anger.
I agree with you. No,
I'm
100.
going to hang up and get back in the con.
Okay, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No, I agree with that last statement 110%. I do think it's more about the past than it is about the present, and people are not thinking logically. People are not thinking about what actually happened. People are just reacting emotionally, and I understand reacting emotionally. That's not my job here. My job is to tell you the truth. My job is to bring you the facts. My job is to provide perspective, because instead of most people, I study this shit all day. I have knowledge that you might not have, okay? You don't have the time to look at this shit all day. That's all I got to do. I ain't got a job. But no, seriously, getting back on topic. Let me get to the comments some more. Andrea Dre Helber, but she would just turn 16 and those were full-grown women in her face. She looks like a child. Tribeca, yes. And again, the phone lines are open. Feel free to call in. Let's see. I'm about to move on from this topic. Yeah, so I'm about to move on from this topic. So thank you guys for watching that one. Hit the share button if you're still watching. We're going to get on to the next thing tonight. Man, what else we going to talk about tonight? I kind of want y'all to vote because it's so much. And this is the other part of the story. So LeBron James, just because we're here and before I move on. So, I started it off like this, but didn't get any details. So LeBron James got in trouble because he talked about the situation, right? So he posted a picture of the officer that shot the young lady and said that you're next, and ended up deleting it because, of course, Twitter got on him, and this is his response. So this is what he had to say regarding it, going back to it. He said this, anger does not do any of us good, and that includes myself. Gathering all the facts and educating does, though. My anger still is there for what happened to that little girl. My sympathy for her family, and may justice prevail. I'm so tired of seeing black people killed by the police. I took the tweet down because it's being used to create more hate. This isn't about one officer. It's about the entire system. I'm going to tell you what happened. LeBron James he heard about what happened, didn't watch the video, jumped out the window with a treat, jumped out the window too goddamn early without knowing the facts. And unfortunately, he has to backtrack. So what you see here is him backtracking. Oh, I'm just tired of seeing black people killed by the police. It's used to be to create more hate. This isn't about one officer. It's about the entire system, and they always use our words to create more racism. What are you talking about? You turned the situation that had nothing to do with race into a racist situation. Like, you are the one that's in the wrong. And again, I love LeBron James. I love King James. I'm a big fan, but you were just wrong. Just admit that you got it wrong and you try to do better. It doesn't make the situation, it doesn't hurt you to admit that you made a mistake and that you jumped out the window too early. It doesn't mean that you can't be just as big an avid supporter of Black Lives Matter when the time is appropriate. It just means that you made a mistake, and next time just do better. You know what I'm saying? Don't come out and be like, when they try to use it for hate. What are you talking about? You made the situation racist because it ain't got nothing to do with race. It's a dumb situation with some people doing some dumb stuff, and unfortunately somebody got hurt. But it wasn't. It's not that. It's not LeBron James. Oh, they tried to use my tweet for racism. You the one that brought up racism. And again, I love LeBron James. I'm not trying to dunk on LeBron James, but I'm just trying to say, like, you got to make sense, man. Tiffany said he should be canceled. I don't think he should be canceled, but it's definitely disheartening to see someone not think that well when it comes to something this. And this is the thing. These things are important, man. But anyway, so in other news today, we have Manhattan DA's prosecution of prostitution. So Manhattan DA is, let's see, vacating warrants, dismissing cases, and erasing convictions for these charges. We are completing a paradigm shift in our approach to these cases, many dating back to the 1970s and 1980s, are both a relic of different New York and a very real burden for the person who carries the conviction or bench warrant. So basically, they're decriminalizing prostitution. That doesn't mean that it's technically not breaking the law. They just won't be arresting you and putting you in jail for it when it comes to prostitution in Manhattan. Now, this is the thing. Can we just legalize prostitution? Okay, we've seen it work in Vegas. They got fucking brothels you can go through, and it actually cuts down on human trafficking, because if you have a system where people can legally, if they want to, because they're consenting adults, sell their body, and people who want to can legally buy that body or rent that body for a few hours, would like to when they're consenting adults, and it's done in a safe environment where there's STD checks and there's, security there, there's safety, everybody there is, it's a safe environment. Everybody's over 18, everybody's been registered, whatever the fuck. And we regulate it, then you kill the black market where these young girls from other countries get kidnapped and then basically sold into sexual slavery in America through massage parlors and back rooms on Craigslist. And instead of creating that market where these guys go there to find this, you could make it legal, regulate it, and then kill the black market. The same way that you're getting ready to do with weed. Let's get rid of these relics of the past that were built on Christo-Judeo fundamentals instead of logic and fact, and the fact that we're all adults and should be able to do whatever the fuck we want with our bodies. Now, I'm not saying I think that you should go out and buy some vagina, but I'm saying that if you would like to, and somebody would like to sell you some, that ain't my business, and it damn sure ain't the business of the government to tell you that you shouldn't be able to do it if somebody else wants to sell it. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Dino Brown, nigga, you tough, call in, fam. What's up? Niggas, hey, y'all tough in the comments but can't put two sentences together. Hold on, let me talk about this. Look, y'all tough in the comments but can't string two sentences together coherently to come at me. That's my problem. My problem is that y'all don't think, okay? I see people in the comments want to call me a jigaboo, but I was out there protesting. Where was you at? See, that's the thing that bothers me, man. That's the thing that bothers me. Y'all don't think, right? I'm going back to the other situation. I know I'm getting a little off topic, but it bothers me. Call in. I got a call in number, fam. I got to call in. I ain't hiding out here. You can call me. You can talk to me. You got a better idea? You are more clever. You're more intelligent. You're more well-versed on this topic and you would like to talk about it? Call in, okay? I'm challenging you. Don't be in the comments being scared because you can't sit here and have a conversation with me and as an adult intelligently. The last person didn't agree with me, but he was able to have a conversation with me intelligently. That's my problem with y'all. You want to call somebody a jigaboo because I don't agree with you when you're not making no fucking sense? No, I think for myself. I don't jump on the bandwagon because a bunch of people told me to, okay? I look at facts and evidence and I make my decision based on that. You should try it instead of being emotional. You guys are emotional. It's bothering me. I'm tired of you. Exactly. Niggas sit in the comments and watch and comment all day but won't call in. I feel that. I see where y'all niggas made at. How y'all made. All right, we made differently over here. Anyway, so if you would like to have some prostitutes, Manhattan seems like the place to go these days. You know what I'm saying? Manhattan seems like the place to go. Let's go. Let's continue. So what else we got tonight? Speaking of smashing on somebody that I would like to smash, Tommy Lauren. So look, y'all gonna like this one. So to all the people that think that I'm a bootlicker, watch me smash Tommy Lauren, racist ass. So look, I know some of you may think that Tommy Lauren is a good person or Lauren is a good person. She's not. She's a bad person. All right, so check this out. After the Derek Chauvin verdict, you had conservatives losing their shit. Conservative pundits, conservative commentators losing their shit and having to find something to say negative about the fact that a man that murdered another man that everybody in the world saw, the video that went viral, that went worldwide, that stopped the world, that burned down, cities for a whole goddamn year. The video that initiated that, and the correct verdict being reached, and you have these pundits who like to claim that they're intelligent, but they're not, who are just a little racist. And this is the thing. I'm a person that bases my opinions, my commentary on facts. I try my best. When I make mistakes, I apologize, and I come back and tell you that. I've done it multiple times. But there are guys like Ben Shapiro and Tommy Lauren who like to claim that they're not racist, but they just like facts over feelings. But it seems like all your facts seem to always sound a little bit racist. Let's get into it. So Ben Shapiro had to say, this ain't really about him, but we're going to get on him since we're going through it anyway. Ben Shapiro, and we all know he would have never said this had the reverse verdict been reached. So someone said, CNN's Don Lemon said justice has been served. And then Ben Shapiro, with his wannabe smart self, says, well, we all know he would never have said this had the reverse verdict been reached. Of course he would never have said it because justice would have not been served. I watched the man get killed by a police officer with a knee on his neck. You don't think that if I watched him get off in front of the whole entire world, in a trial that was watched by the whole entire world, if I watched him get off, that I would not think that justice was not served that day? Sir, you're a fucking idiot. Ben Shapiro, the genius of the right.